Okay, then so now what we need to do is we need to fix this this description over here and this user information. Then later we move on to the recommended videos. Okay, so let's go and fix that. Let's open your video pin details, and where we are, our video player is finishing. So this is where our video player is getting started. So right, and that video player will be finishing here. So right after here, we need to get that description from the data what we having in our hand. So we need to render this only if we are having that description. If you don't have that description, we are not supposed to render it. So this is video description. Okay. So I'm checking video info. If the video info have the description field, go to Firebase, click here, copy this, and dot description. If the video description is there, then render it. What we want to render, we want to create a flex. Okay, and inside this flex, this is going to be margin top 6, direction column, and inside here I'm just going to create a text, and this text is going to margin top, let's say 2, and font size as 25, font weight semi bold, description right after this text. Okay, so if I'm directly, see here, if I am directly passing this video info dot description, see what's happening. See, it's printing that HTML as a HTML. I need to parse all these HTML code into a normal string. So to do that, what we are going to do is we are going to use the HTML React parser. HTML React parser, this particular package. So this package, it's really useful. You just need to pass that strings and what are the options you need to it. Very straightforward, right? So let's copy it and go to your video pin, open the terminal and install that one, HTML React parser. So that will really helpful for converting our descriptions into a normal string. So we need to parse that HTML code. So let's go back here and then let's use that method. We'll cut this and I'm using the HTML React parser, open it and then paste it here. So this will pass all the content into a normal string. Look at that. So we having that description over here. So let's go back here. Let me open this. So this one doesn't have a description, so it's not showing that. If I go this, look at that, showing the description. I didn't add anything, any big description for anything else. Nope. Rain. Okay, so it's displaying the description how we want to display it. So I hope it's working perfectly. Then we will fix this user information. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to fix this user information. So let's go to here and it's displaying the user informations and all these things. So actually we need to fetch the user who uploaded this video, right? Inside this video we having the user ID. So where we are fetching the user information, we are fetching the user information over here. So we are getting the user specific information. Once the video or user information is fetched, okay, once the user information is fetched, we need to fetch the user informations also in through that video ID. We need to inside that we having that video, so we need to get that information. So right after here we need to write that code. Okay, what code? In the fetch data, we already written the get specific user information over here. We are going to use this method, so copy it and paste it here, open it and import that one. It will need the Firestore DB instance, give that instance. Then it will need the user ID. So data has that user ID, this data dot user ID. What is that field name? I forgot. User ID. Copy this user ID and give it to our function data.user ID. So that will return a promise, and that promise is our user. Open it, and we need to create one more state to store our user information. So use state snippet user info, set user info initially null. Then we will set that user info over here, set user info over here as the user. Okay, save the changes. So this will fetch the user information, and now we have that user information in the user info state. We already know that that function will work perfectly, so we don't need to worry about it. Okay, so if that is the user information, what I want to do, if that is user information, then I want to render something. If only this should be rendered only if that who uploaded that user information. If the video is uploaded, means definitely some user ID will be inside there, so we don't need to worry about it. Anyway we will render it user info. If that is user info, then render these components. So I'm going to say flex and direction. It's going to be column direction, and it's going to use the width as complete full width as full width. Inside this flex, I'm going to create one more flex, and that flex is going to align items center and width full. Inside here we are going to load that image, okay, image, and this image is nothing but we already have that image somewhere, where we have, I think, inside the video pin, I think so. Let me copy this from here, copy it, and then I will paste it here. And along with that, we need to fetch the avatar also from the video pin, because if the user doesn't, if it doesn't have any video image, we need to solve that one also. Const avatar and save the changes. Now if I go and verify, it's showing BG is not that. What BG? Okay, it's a color mode. I think it's having that color mode. Yeah, here it is. We don't need this. And increase the width to 60, and also we don't need this border, we don't need this margin top, we'll remove it. Rounded full and all those things, it's working fine. User info, okay. And I'm just fixing minimum height, it's going to be 60 pixel, and minimum width, it's going to be 60 pixels. Let's update this minimum height in our video pin also. Where is our video pin? For the video pin image also, we update these two informations, minimum height and the width 50 pixels, and here also 50 pixels. Save the changes. Let's have a quick look. It's showing, still it's showing video pin detail BG is not defined. Actually I removed it, right? Then where is it coming from? Oh, come on. From line number 355. I removed it. Yeah. It's showing now. So now it's showing that picture. If I go back here, if I click this one, See, it's loading that picture. Look at that. So it's working perfectly, guys. Whew. Then what we need to do, we need to display after this image, we need to display the user name. So right after here, create one more flex box. Okay, so that flex is going to have the direction as the column direction. As a column direction, and from the margin, it should take margin left as 3, and inside this, it's going to take flex and alignment, align items in the center, and the text. Okay, text, I think somewhere I use the text same. I'm just going to copy the text. I think top. Here it is. Copy it. Paste it here. Save the changes. And not video title. And width. We don't need to give the width. Remove it. Remove it. And the color. No need to worry about the color. And then here, user info question mark dot display name. That's the field name. Let's verify it. So that's displaying the user name over there. Cool. Let's go back here. If I click this, what's the name for this? That's also my name only. Okay. I thought I had given a different name for it. Okay, so it's working fine. And then now what we need to do, we need to right after here, we need to display one icon. That means it's an approved user. So for that, FC approval. FC approval. It's an icon. No worries. We'll import that icon. Go to top. It's not detecting automatically. Where is the React icons? Over here. Import this FC approval from React icons / FC. Save the changes. Now you can see that FC icon over here. Look at that's the icon. Okay, so it's displaying that icon. Then what we need to do is right after this flex, this flex after here, we need to display quite when this video gets uploaded, this video. So we need to display that information. So what we need to do is, if the video info question mark means if the video info it's having that, if the video info is that, if the video info is having that ID, we will render it. Actually, it's not necessary, but it's better to do it. Then we already have that moment in our video here. We're just using the same thing. Copy it and then open the text and fix the font size as 12 and paste it inside here. But this time not data.id, videoinfo.id. Save the changes, and now you should see that something is wrong. Refresh it. Moment. Yeah, I didn't import it. Save the changes. I think my network is disconnected. No, something is wrong. Yeah, it's working. Oh no, my machine gets hanged up a little bit. That's why. So now it's showing 3 hours ago. See, it's working perfectly. If I go here, if I choose this one, yeah, everything is 2 hours, 3 hours ago. This is 2 hours ago. So it's working perfectly, guys. So our information is displaying over there perfectly. So next, what we need to do, we need to display two different buttons for the users. If I click here, you can see that it's having these two different button for the users to delete and free download. So we need to fix that one. So let's go and fix that one. That's it, and that our user information is done over there so far. Okay, so then what we need to do is we need to bring up that this flex box over here, right after here. This is the action buttons. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to create one more flex, and justify the content. Okay, justify the content. You can use space between or space evenly, something like that. Okay, so I'm going to say space around, and margin top 6. Okay, so I need to display this. When I need to display this button, that delete button, only if the signed in user and the uploaded user of this video both are same, I need to display that video icon, or else I'm not supposed to display that video, that delete button icon over there, right? To do that, what we need to do is I need to check it. If the user info dot uid, if the user info dot uid is equals to, we need to get the local user informations also, right? To get the local user information only, we have this fetch user method, so we are going to use that one. So go to top, and while rendering over here, right after this dv, const local user, that will returns an array. So we are destructuring it to an array. Local user is equals fetch user from the utils method. We are getting that, and then I'm checking over at the end if the local user dot id is local user dot uid, and display this. That means from the video we are getting the user info, that user id, and from the local browser history we are getting the signed in user information. If both id are same, display this delete button. That's what we are going to do. Okay, so for delete button, if you have a look at it, for the time being I'm just displaying the delete button for now. Let's say IO trash, font size 20. Save the changes. That will display this icon. If I go here, this is not same. See, that button is not displaying. Cool, right? It's working fine. But if you have a look at it, if I click this, it's displaying this nice confirmation box. So we need to check, we need to work on that particular action. That's what we are going to do next.